Welcome to class 17th of Python programming class. This is the second class of object-oriented programming. At the end of this class, you will be able to know how to write one program in object-oriented paradigm. It will be a very conceptual and very easy class. Just go through, and if you have any problem, you can ask me. I want to form a class. Suppose class name is time utilization. Then I'll write the first initialization method here, init double underscore, and the first one will be self. Then I want to know your age, and sh wh, I can write institute, course, I'll let you know what we'll do today. You can write self dot sh we can start from age, so I will make you object. Suppose Onu is one of our student, Anand is one of our student, Kayal is one of our student, Nivita, Saiti. So I'll make you objects today. And what I want to calculate here, I want to calculate the average time utilization. Suppose you are working or you are studying, you will have work hours. Even if you are not working in any company, we can use your otherwise whatever time you spend in your studies, college studies suppose, and this is study hour. Study hour, when I mean my subject here is Python programming or data science, for whatever course you have joined. For that, how much time you are spending every day. I want to know the average hours you are spending every day. I want to find the average of these two. So here, institute where you are studying and what course, it could be Python, data science, AI, whatever you want, you can write. You have to say your age. I will accept something here. And let me initialize the variables one by one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, SH is already over. Let me write WH, working hour, every day. Then institute. Then course. Here, WH. So I can initialize like this. The next step is to calculate. So here, because I have already these two available, this is another function. I have to name, right? Okay. CALC. Then here age plus, sorry, SH plus WH divided by 2 I have to write. So let me write ABG is equal to this one, copy, plus WH divided by 2. Average time you are spending every day, your time utilization. This is the class. Then I will create objects. Let me write some print statement. Print what you want to know. Ultimately, you want to know the average time you spend every day. So we can write directly print ABG, sorry. Then print. I want to know the institute also. Can I write like this? Where you study? We'll get this one here. Can I write like this? Print what course you are studying. That's what. We have a simple calculation and we'll try to print these three things. Now let's create objects. First object, Anu, suppose. My second object is Anand. Then Kyle. Suppose I create some objects like this. So here Anu is object by creation. Whatever way we created, we'll create an object. Remember, when you create the object, you have to give whatever you mentioned here. Your age, and this is optional though. We used age here. We didn't use, right? So yeah, if you want, we can cancel this. Not required. So your study hour, your working hour, where you study, which course you have taken. Now study hour, suppose, and the type is time utilization. You are an object of type time utilization. If you want, you can change this one also. This is a big one because ultimately the class name should reflect what you are doing. Time utilization. I just thought before the class to use time utilization because I want to know how much time you utilize every day, average time. So Anu is the object of type this. So when I say Anu is a object of type this, you need to understand. Yeah, we can write another one. Yeah, if you suggest, I will change it. Otherwise, let it be because you'll be able to know time utilization. But Anu is one object of this type. Similarly, everywhere I will write the same. Let me write these hours, working hour, study hour. Study hour for Anu every day is 2, suppose. Working hour 4. And then institute smears education. Then course, suppose Python, or you can write data science, whatever. I'm writing Python here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay. Then let me copy. Here, this one I will make 3. This is what I came to know from him. And office hours maybe 9 hours. Here, office hour 9. This is 2. Office hour 8. This is 5. So now I have 4 objects here. These are objects, and we'll try to know the average time for each one. But do you think if I run this, you will get this? No. I mean, there is no problem here. The syntax is correct, but I didn't get this one. So I have to call this function automatically, because this is a special method. This will be invoked, or this will get activated. All thing will be initialized. However, for this one, you have to call this function. You need to call the second one. So here, how can you call this function? You have to write the name of the function here. So because we are not using a new variable here, self is a must. Self we have to write anyway. And we want to calculate for this object the average. If you want, you can write avg also. We want to calculate the average time spent each day. If you want, you can add this one as well. So now this object, you calculate for this object the average time she spends each day. So here we are not sending anything because these are already available. These two, even these are available. I didn't write self dot, but you didn't say anything. Okay. If you write self dot, then only it will have meaning here. Remember, that is the only difference. Now this is over. Copy for one object. For the second object, most of the time I don't change and I wonder. Don't do that. Then okay, I've written maybe this way. Let it be. So if I have one line here, empty line, I can see it properly, the coding, but it will not reflect when I run it. Okay. So run it. There is some error. We'll sort it out. Time utilization object has no attribute A, B, Z. Okay.
Sir, it has.
So let me write self dot, and this one also you are correct. I have to cut this. I have only 4. Run it now. Here, for our happiness only, we have created space, but that's not reflected here. So if you want to see it properly, better I can write a print statement. Now we can see properly. So I have how many objects? I created 1 object, 2 object, 3 and 4 objects. For each one, I found the average time spent each day. So for Anu, it's very less 3, then 6, then 5.5, 6.5. How it how it's 6.5? Okay, okay. Study hours. So average means the total hours spent, if you find, it will be this into 2, 13 hours a day. So this is 6 hours a day that way. This is 12 hours a day. This is 11 hours a day. So you have to find the total hours. I found the average hours. I could have written here total. Anyway, it's already over. We'll not worry about that. What you need to understand is things are repeating here. SME Python, SME Python, SME Python. So here also you are sending every time SME Python. So we can do something where we'll not send every time because these are the same. If I write a gender here, that will be different for all objects. Male, female, I can write. But even that is not there. These two are common. So why to write these two always? Can we cut these two? That's my question. Yes, we can make them class variable. We have a concept of instance variable and class variable. Instance variable is instance means the object. Instance of the class is object. So some variables are here. Here we are sending the values. But if you write variable here instead of writing here time and again, all the time we are sending. So what we will do is we'll better write here. So this one, these two will cut. These two will cut. Only 2 now. Then you go here. You write institute. Then next line, course, Python. Now writing is one thing, getting access to this is second thing. Okay, we have written anyway. Then if you see, this is our initialization function and this is the one we wanted. Now self.institute, yes, it's available, not a problem. Self we have written through self, and course also it will come here, that's fine. Both you will get, no problem. And then when you call, you will get it. Let me run this one. Same answer. So I got the average time spent and also the institute where you study and the course you study. So everything I got here. If I want to write your office name, because I have given this one also working hour, then I have to mention here because that is not same. So these two are common. Whatever is common, you can write here. These are called class variables. You can get access to these variables anywhere within the program by writing self dot. Remember, self dot. Here I've written self dot institute, self dot course. So if you write self dot, you can get access to this. Now suppose you want to get access to this outside the class. How can you get access to all these outside the class? That is the question. Inside the class it's fine, and we call this function and we got these printed because we have written print statement. That's another thing. But can you get access to these variables outside? That is the question. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me delete everything. I have only one object now, and I want to know where you study. So I write this dot where you study. I will write institute. Now when I write Anu dot institute, and I will try to print this one. What I get? I got this. So whatever is Anu dot institute here, that one is self dot institute here. Even if you want, you can print here as well. You get the same answer. So within this, if you want, you have to write self dot. Outside the class, if you want, you have to write this Anu dot institute. Okay, the object name dot this one, the variable. So here you write self, here you write name of the object. Not only that, by the name of class also you can get. Let me write here, copy. You write the name of the class, time utilization, you run it. Yeah, I got it. So through the class name also you can get access to the class variable, and this is anywhere there. Wherever you write self here throughout, there you need to write the object name. Now this is the object, and this is self dot institute, or maybe this one, self dot sh. So we'll do one more thing here. Print ID of anything here. Suppose this one, copy. Here, object is created. Here, here as well. So here self is fine. Here I have to write the object name. So you check the IDs. I got two printouts. Why two printouts? Anyone who can answer? I've written three print statement. 1, 2, 3. But I got two answers. They are same. They are same means what? This object is pointing towards self. If you remember, I already discussed about this last time. Whenever you create an object, you are sending that one as well to this. This is pointing towards this. Okay. They share the same ID. That's why when you print the value, you print anu dot this one, you got ID, and you print here, you will get the same. They have the same address. In the same address, both are there. That's why we are sending this one through self. That is the benefit. Now, my question is why you got twice? I have written 3 print statement.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, you didn't call calc average function.
Okay. Yeah. So this is automatic. That's what we need to remember. But this is not automatic. That is the problem. So only when you call this function, this you will get. If you don't want to call, you just get the object and then try to do something. Then everything you write, all the initialization and whatever print statements you write, everything will be executed. However, if you want something from here, you have to call this function. Through call only, you can get access to all this. Otherwise, it's not possible. Now, if you remember, if I go back here to the main one, we started from here. If you check this one, whatever way it was, we'll go to the original one here. Even let's cut this one because we are no more interested in the output now. See, I have objects now, and when I write, I get whatever I want. I call the function and I get whatever I want. This way, for everyone where you study and what is the average utilization, that's what I want to know. Because we have created a class here, and using that class we are able to get for everyone, life becomes easier. Now, otherwise, how can you do this? I would like to know from you. Without making a class, how can you do this? Can you achieve the same? Suppose there are 100 objects here. 100 students are studying. For everyone, you want to calculate that. Can you do without using a class? Anyone?
So we have to separately call for for every object. We have to separately do the calculation.
Why separately? We make one function and we send everything. We'll just make this as a function. Okay. Let's try this way. You cut everything, and instead of a class, let's make it a function, and whatever we have written here, sh and then wh, what more, institute, then the last one is course. No self. Okay, so I wanted to find average, print average, institute, course, everything. Then this is a function now. So to call this function, I don't need any name. Okay. If you want a name here, better we send name also here. Name here. And here name, let me write. Is it? Is it like that? Yeah. I have to send name, right? Because I want to know the name. Okay. So let me write here print name as well. Because the object was named there. You don't get the name here. Name is important. So yeah, name it will go there, and directly you can print this, no problem. So everywhere we can write name. Names will be different, so we can write within the function even we don't want. Normally something, some repeated task, if you want to perform, you have to keep within the function. And these are not necessary. Let's see if we can achieve all things. There is a problem. Line 8, check it. 2 goes to this. Name goes to, okay. All right, I have to write the name. Yeah, name goes here to name. What is the problem?
Sir, quotation is missing after the comma.
After the comma, quotation missing?
Yes, sir, after name,
For SME, sir.
for SME, a quotation is missing.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so name also, let me write. Why to write the same one time and again? We'll repeat the same. Then, yeah, I wrote Kyle. Then Sahiti. Now the next problem.
Sir,
Self.
you have
Oh,
written self.
self is there, right? Yeah. Self is there. So cut it. Now name. Okay. It's fine. Oh, awesome. Same we got, right? And we'll also do this one. Let's not leave any stone unturned, they say, right? So we want to see the same way. Yeah, we got 4 for here because I wanted to add the name. That's all. The name was there in the object, so here we didn't have name. So yeah, 4 you are getting. The same thing we are able to achieve because function is something which can do the repetitive task. When I said there are 100, for 100, the calculations will be done by the function anyway. So this is the function here. So we are able to achieve by the help of a function. Now the question is, what is the usefulness of object-oriented programming? Because we are able to use a function to get the same thing. Our thing was, our main aim was to find the average time, the persons or students they spend each day. So we are able to achieve here. This is not the only thing. There must be something else why we are using classes. We'll go to that. But before going to that, remember, we had two class variables here and functions. Everything we had, function and variable. I'll show you something. Let me do here. I'll go to this one. With that, we'll end today's class. Before that, let me come here. Suppose I will define a variable 50. Now, A is an object. A is an object. What is the type of the object? Type of the object we know. A is of type integer. You check type of A. Because different programming languages so differently. Okay. So integer, not number. Okay. Fine. No problem. So A is of type. Let me write a complex number. Suppose 5. J here we write instead of I. A plus B, I we write in mathematics here J. Okay. So print type. Type is complex. That's fine. Age of type complex. So this complex is the type of A is complex. So what is complex here? When you get complex, okay, you check. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, no problem. This is class 17th, right? You can go to class 16th. This one we started yesterday, object oriented programming class 1, you see. So here, suppose I want to check the type of SUM. Okay, print OBJ, sorry, OBJ. See, OBJ of type main is there. Okay, don't worry about this. Main in Python is there. We'll discuss about that. We've started discussing about the special classes. We'll discuss about this main class also. You will see most of the time. But remember the class here, class, the object, this is one object and this is of type SUM. This object is of type SUM. This object is of type SUM. Even you create 100 objects, they are of type SUM. The class, it shows the class. Now go back to this. You wanted to know the class of this one and we got complex here. That means A is object. For some time if you forget about this, whatever we have defined, even if you print A here, you get right, because we didn't delete that, it's still there, we get this. Erasing is not equal to deleting, it's still there. So forget about this now. A is an object, whatever way it's created, that's separate thing. And we got complex. A is the object, A is of type complex. Now A will have some methods. A will have some methods because A is a class, sorry, A is an object. And this complex class, it has some methods. How can you get access to those methods? That is my question. Because A is the object of class complex. See, class complex, A is an object. So the complex class has some methods. What method we had today? Calc CLC. Even here, the method was CLC, this method. Similarly, tell me what methods you will have for A. What method? You tell me one method. Suppose because A is the object, only we are writing this object 50 plus 5j. We are not writing the complex class. We have a full class here. If you go to this, we have a full class, all we have written. Though we have only one method, but we have written the class. Similarly, if you write complex, you have to write complex here. If you write complex here, then how many methods it will have? How can you know that? How many methods has complex has? How can you know that? Can you know it here? Um, uh, how many methods complex has? Go there. Very simple. You write directory. A is complex, right? A is complex. So see the directory of A. Run it. How many methods? You start with this one. This is one method, special method. This is one special method. This is one special method. This is one special method. One special method, you know, INIT. I will show you that. INIT for initialization. This method is there. And all these methods are there we can use. Now, all methods are special methods for complex. We have only two, IMAG and real. These are attributes. How can you differentiate between attribute and methods? When you call some attribute, you don't write parentheses. Remember, the institute when I wrote, I didn't write dot institute within parentheses. I didn't write parentheses there. So I'll not write parentheses here. Suppose I want to, remember I wrote when the object was Anu, I wrote anu.institute. I didn't write this. When you write this, this becomes a method. The methods only, for methods we write this. I didn't write this means I called an attribute. Attribute and function, both are there within the class. In function only you have function, but within the class you have attribute, attribute means the data you store, like Smears education 10, suppose you can write age, you fix age. Suppose I will take a class only for 20 age students, you can write age 20 that way. So the institute I've written here, I have not written bracket. So this is an attribute property. Okay. Now, what are the attributes here? Special methods anyway we know. We have true attributes, imaginary and real. I will check it here. I will just write a dot imag. Then I will write a dot real, real. Now check. Run it. We don't need any directory. Okay. If you don't write print only, you will get one print. We want two means we have to write here. Yeah, I got 5 and 50. This is the attribute. Remember when I started object-oriented programming last time, I said, suppose you talk about a dog, a car, or maybe a human. We have some attribute, some property. We have 4 hands. We have two hands, 2 legs, 1 head, whatever we have. And what we can do, our methods are, we can study, we can walk, we can run the web stripe. Okay. So these are the functions. Whatever we do, these things we get access, writing brackets, parentheses, and also writing that one. Suppose when I write imag, I'm getting means how I'm getting, it must be there. Okay, that's how we're getting. I'll give you another example. Suppose I'll write a list here, 10, 20, 10, 30. This is a simple list. Now, if you print A, you will no more get the complex, because though I didn't delete A, but this is dynamic. I changed A to a list now. Okay. Now I will see directory of A here. Listen, very conceptual. Now we'll not worry about special methods. If you want to just see init, we have used one special method till now. So that means init must be there in this class. This in integer class, sorry, in list class, list is a type. I'm an Indian. You are an American. Somebody is from an African. Okay, whatever we say, these are class. You can say human class. You can say we are humans. You can say we are from this universe. We have other universe also. So now these methods we can use. There is no attribute here. All are methods. Methods means you have to write bracket. So suppose I want to use append method here. Okay. After studying object-oriented programming, let me write append here. A dot append. When I write this, okay, whatever I want to append, I run it. It's not returning anything. Okay. But if you print it, it's appended. So if you want to append it, it's appended here. How it's appended here? That is my question. Anyone who can answer. How it's appended? Now you have a list class. Suppose I will write a class list. Normally we use capital letters to start a class. You write this, then you start with init. Okay. def init. Then you initialize whatever you have. Okay. You start with self, then all this. This is the first one, and here you must have a method called append. Okay, append, append, and whatever you input here, that one. And here, how this is coming here, that must be written. That whatever you are getting here, that must be here, written here. So what you do is you call this function. See, we called function here. I will show you how you call function CLC. We call this function writing a dot. Object, everything is object in Python. Even class is object in Python. Your modules are object in Python. Math dot sqrt you are writing. That means you consider math as an math as an object. Math dot, you write sqrt, or pi. Suppose you want to know the value of pi, math dot pi. So object dot method, remember, object dot method, object dot function. So object dot method, when you write, if you don't define this method here, then it will not work. Suppose I cut this one. Do you think it will work? It will not work, right? Now you run it, it's working, because this whatever we are calling the method, that's available here. Similarly, when you call append method here, it's working because we have a working for append, and we have a append method here. So if I ask you how many methods are there in the class list, you can see the directory and you can count one by one. Some special methods around 12 or 14, whatever, I didn't count. And append, extend, pop, all these methods you have to count. So if you see the working of a list, the picture behind, there are so many methods already. So that's how our practical work became very easy. We don't worry about everything. So we use append method. Remember NP, even when I write np.array. So this is NumPy. NumPy is a library. NumPy library we import using np.array. So np is the object here. Remember NumPy is considered object dot array. Okay. That means you want to use this as a method. If array you are writing something here, we're writing bracket. Okay. Within that we're writing list 60 whatever. So this is one method of np. NP is considered object here. Now, A is the object, type list. This is list type, A is list type. Why I'm showing this? Because here especially we don't define types. So I have to show this, otherwise you don't worry about this. A is an object, A is of type list. Okay. And A is one method, we applied and we got it. So that behind work, because it's object oriented, ultimately Python programming, even many they don't know object oriented programming, but they're able to do. You just remember I have to use dot, and using dot you can go on. You have completed NumPy, you will be able to complete pandas and then matplotlib, everything. That will not create any problem. But yeah, if you want to know, it's object oriented programming. So that way things happen. That's all. Now you know object oriented programming a bit. The question remains here, if you can do like this, I mean, when we come to this problem, forget about how everything like list and then your numbers, dictionary, everything is an object in Python. So how they're like, how many methods are there, behind how things are working, that you are able to know. But now the last question, this question remains. Okay. So if you can do by using a function, then what is the usefulness of uh, class here? Definitely something else we have. We'll continue in the next two classes. Okay. Class is over for today. Tomorrow we'll discuss more. What is the usefulness of a class? How it can help you, and how it will be more beneficial than a function. Class is over for today. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, fine. Thank you.